Car tester Jan Becher pops a trivia question. What's currently the world's best-selling midsize sedan? It's the Camry. Toyota has churned out over 19 million of them worldwide since the model was launched in 1982. But when the last Camry was sold in Germany in 2004 and then discontinued, Europe hardly noticed. The sticking point was that buyers in the market for a nearly 5-meter-long sedan generally opted for a diesel instead of the Camry's 3-liter V6 gasoline engine. But times change, and now the Camrys come back to Europe as a full hybrid.
Und so feiert der Camry jetzt als Vollhybrid sein Comeback in Europa.
Toyota's taking a cautious approach to the Camry's return and is counting on selling just 12,000 units the first year in all of Europe. That compares to about 700,000 sold annually worldwide. The Japanese car maker is also targeting a very specific group: taxi drivers. City traffic is where the new full hybrid can use its low fuel consumption to the best advantage and leave the hard work up to the electric motor. It can cover about half the trips taken in normal conditions on electric drive only, achieving a total system performance of 160 kilowatts together with a 4-cylinder, 2.5-liter gasoline engine. Jan finds it hard to tell if the Camry is running on electric or gasoline power while he's moving. Aside from the sound of the tires on the road, he can't really hear any difference inside. Nor does he notice any change when the car automatically switches from electric to combustion power. Everything's very smooth and quiet inside, but he admits the automatic, continuously variable transmission took some getting used to. It felt to him like a rubber band was pulling the car, because the engine gets louder before the added thrust kicks in.
Wie wenn der Motor einfach erstmal nur laut wird und erst dann für Vortrieb sorgt.
The larger gasoline engine allows the Camry to shift a lot more evenly and harmoniously than the less powerful one in Toyota's Prius hybrid, even though it has a continuously variable transmission as well. Up front, the Camry sports a large trapezoidal air dam. The ends of the bumper frame the air intakes to give the body a hint of a catamaran's double bow. The generously laid out and easily accessible trunk offers 524 liters of volume. This Camry makes Jan feel more like cruising easily down the road than racing around. He puts that down to a powertrain that's designed for efficiency and a very comfortable suspension. But even though it was fine-tuned especially for Europe, he can still tell the model was developed primarily for the American market. It smooths over the bumps in the road quite nicely, but at high speeds, its body tends to start moving around. The Camry has profited from the carmaker's new TNGA, the Toyota New Global Architecture platform that the carmaker is integrating into the body structure of many of its other models. It's given the Camry 30% greater torsional rigidity. What Jan notices first about the interior is the high-quality workmanship, but he also notices that some features, like the sat-nav, the display's resolution, and even the buttons for the heated seats located down on the console, they all look a little dated. The 2.8-meter wheelbase allows for a spacious interior. A 7-inch info display dominates the instrument cluster, while an 8-inch infotainment system graces the center console.
Abschließend kann man sagen,
Jan
der Camry
concludes that the
wäre
full hybrid Camry would serve well as a cruising sedan for traveling, although its low fuel consumption and emissions ratings are best appreciated in stop-and-go city traffic. In spite of its quirks when accelerating, the full hybrid sedan has no real competition in the mid-size segment, he says. So it'll be interesting to see if Toyota will stick with the 12,000 annual units it's planned for, or if the full hybrid Camry will soon become a more common sight on Europe's roads.